Hey everybody! Welcome to Slayer Talk with your hosts Mark and Carol.
Whoa! Go!
Oh, thanks, Shaggy. Oh, we get into the... Oh, it's very dark. It gets very dark. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Slayer Talk. That was me not knowing exactly what I was going to do right before we went on the air, not thinking about, like, oh, I have to actually read this one, so just deciding to go back to the old reliable. But welcome to Slayer Talk, everyone. My name is Mark. With me, as always, is my quizzical girlfriend, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Well, it's been a good week here. It is October.
It is.
And it is the spooky,
Halloween.
It's the spooky season.
Or not Halloween yet.
It's not
almost.
Halloween.
Almost Halloween.
It's, what is it, October 30th? No. Yeah, yes. It's October 28th.
Yeah, that's it.
It's October 28th, 1997.
It's the day before your birthday.
That's the last show we're doing before my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Late fee 1994 at AOL.com. If you want to wish me a happy birthday. But you don't need to. But it would be a nice birthday gift. That's all I'm saying.
We can feel the love. It's okay.
Late fee 1994 at AOL.com. Anyway, so we watched an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
We did.
And there were vampires in this Vampire Slayer show.
There were, but they were not the main villains.
No, but they were there.
Yes. Yeah, that was an improvement.
What'd you think of this episode?
It was weird. I don't know if I liked it or not.
It's their first ever Halloween episode, helpfully titled Halloween.
Right. So, yeah, in this episode, there was, like, a shop where they got their costumes.
A little shop of horrors.
And
suddenly Seymour.
Everybody who got their costumes there, like, at some point when the guy does this weird ritual thing, they all become their characters.
Yeah, do you know the god he was praying over?
No.
Janus.
How do you know that? Did they say that?
Yeah,
Did I fall asleep?
They mentioned. He says Janus. I mean, he's very soft. He's like Janus, whatever. Like praying to the goddess Janus. It's where we get January from.
Ah.
Janus is the god of two faces. As he sort of explains, it's the duality. It's man, it's woman, good, evil. That's what Janus represents.
Interesting.
Yes, it is.
So
it's very interesting. But yeah, he has a Halloween shop where he's selling costumes and performing rituals.
But it was kind of a weird thing. It was a weird premise for an episode.
So I liked the episode. There are things I didn't like about it, or things that bugged me a little bit, I guess.
Well, what bugged you?
So, first of all, the episode starts out with that dude Spike. Mm-hmm. Buffy's fighting a vampire in the fucking graveyard. Mm-hmm. And, that graveyard set that they have, so all fights take place there. And another vampire is recording her. And I don't know if I said it out loud or not, but I remember thinking at the time, like, what is this fucking, like, game tape for Spike? Because Spike was in the previously on.
Yeah, you did actually say that out loud.
And that's what it was.
Yes.
Later, he's watching it like he's fucking Brett Favre breaking down the Tampa 2 defense. Sorry for talking sports, everyone. But that's what he's doing. He's trying to find weaknesses and everything. And it never comes up. It never materializes.
But I mean, he's talking to Drusilla about how he's going to kill the Slayer for her.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it didn't materialize because he didn't kill her. But
what I'm saying is there was no point. They fight at one point in this episode. And she just kicks his ass, and then he runs away. There was no point where he was like, he had the upper hand for a brief second because of something he learned on the tape, and then she pulled a completely surprise move, and and regained the upper hand and foiled his plans. None of that happened. They have a standard fucking fight. She kicks his ass, and then he leaves.
I disagree. This was not a standard fucking fight because she was in princess mode. She was dressed up as a princess when it started.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But I mean, when the actual fight starts, she's not having a fight before then.
I think the problem, if you noticed, he could have killed her. And he didn't kill her right away because he was fucking stroking her hair and staring down at her. It was weird.
So?
Like, he was taking a long time. Like, I think that might be part of it. Like, maybe he likes her.
I think you're reading way too much into
Am
this.
To the fact that he could have killed her and instead took a minute to stroke her hair?
So I didn't even notice that, and I think that you're reading a lot into this very little interaction.
God, I wish we had it on tape so I could rewind it and show you.
And I don't think it fights with my problem with the
right.
So you think that deep down inside he doesn't want to kill her. You know that about him right now.
I think maybe deep down inside he'd rather fuck her. I don't know. I'm just spitballing
Wouldn't we
here.
all, Carol?
Angel sure would.
Yeah, apparently. And that's another thing that bothered me.
Okay.
Is the weird fucking tenuous relationship between Buffy and Angel.
Yeah.
At one point, they wanted each other. And then at the end of whatever, the first season or whatever, I don't remember if it was, I think it was the last episode of the season. She was like, yeah, we like each other, but it can never happen. And then, since then, there's been this on and off flirting stuff, but nothing's ever been official. And now, in this episode, they were supposed to go on a date. Why are they going on a date if they're not fucking going to be together? A lot of this development stuff is happening off camera and not told to us in any way.
No,
And
I believe they made the date last episode.
I don't agree with that
Okay.
assessment. I don't think they did. Maybe they did, but I don't remember that. My point is, there was no point where they said to each other, you know what, we should give this a try. He's been jealous of some stuff, and she's been jealous of some stuff. She couldn't be there because she was killing vampires and shit. And so Cordelia sits down and starts talking to him.
Because she wants to bone him so bad. It's disgusting.
Yeah. And then Buffy gets all jealous about that. So they get jealous of each other's stuff. I mean, it's Ross and Rachel, but vampire and vampire slayer.
I think Buffy was ridiculous. I put all the blame on her. Because she was late to their date, whatever. She shows up and sees him talking to Cordelia, and she's about to just walk back out.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, you're not even going to try? You're not going to put any effort into this? Like, oh no, he's speaking to somebody? That's not allowed, so fuck off. Like,
exactly. She can grind her ass on Xander.
Right.
On the dance floor. But how dare he talk to Cordelia?
it was ridiculous. And then
I agree.
When he tries to stop her, then she's all paranoid about how she looks. Like, she's like, oh, I was,
my hair's
fighting
the
the vampires.
Fighting vampires.
He doesn't care. Like, he sat there waiting for you. Have a fucking cup of coffee with him. What is your problem?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, her and Willow want to find out what kind of girls he liked when he was 17. Like, that fucking matters at all.
Right. So, yeah, they apparently there's some journals that Giles has.
And how do they know? How does whoever wrote in this journal know what this vampire was doing and who this vampire was boning and shit? Like, this is some fucking Red Shoe Diary demonic shit that they came up with.
Well, isn't it like the Watcher's journal, maybe? The Watchers,
I have
keeping track of the vampires? I don't know.
I guess. He's watching every single vampire and who they're fucking.
But
the thing that I thought was the funniest part about this is that there's a pencil drawing of a woman that he was dating. And fucking Buffy and Willow are talking about this like it's a photograph. Like, they're like, oh, look at this. Oh, her skin's so great. Look at how tight or how tiny her waist is and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, I could never, like, and all this shit. It's a fucking drawing.
Yeah, of somebody from like the 1700s or whatever.
Like, who knows what she looked like in real life?
Yeah.
It's pencil. It's like saying to a stick figure, oh man, I could never get as lean as you. It's like, yeah, no shit.
It was a weird reaction for a drawing, for sure.
I mean, and they keep going on about it. Oh, she's so beautiful. Look at her complexion. Look at this. It's a fucking drawing.
But in the drawing, she's wearing like a Victorian style dress.
Yeah, as was fashion of the day.
Right.
Because it's fucking 1775.
So when they're in the costumes shop, Buffy sees like the exact same dress, basically.
Yeah, she sees Princess Aurora's dress from Sleeping Beauty.
It does look exactly like that. Same color and everything.
With a black wig.
So yeah, she's all excited, like she's dressing up for Angel. And it's like...
What was this place called, by the way? The shop? Ethan's, I think?
I don't know.
Or something like that?
But she's getting all excited to dress up for Angel, and it's like, you're not fucking, shouldn't need to spice up your relationship yet. Like, Why are you pretending to be somebody else? And if that's the case, that does not bode well.
Right, exactly. And yeah, she's going to meet him at her house because her mom's out all night. What are they going to do? Can he have sex with her? Can he even get an erection? Blood is not flowing through that body.
That's an interesting question.
Does he live in a perpetual state of erection?
Maybe.
It's a rigor mortis.
Ew. I wonder if it's cold. like a cold hard.
Here's an icicle.
Dildo.
Right. It's like using an icicle as a dildo.
Gross.
Ugh. Or a popsicle.
Ew. That's a yeast infection waiting to happen.
No shit. But yeah, so most of them get their costumes from this Ethan's place. Apparently, I guess 90% of the people in the neighborhood got it from just this pop-up, this fucking Halloween city type of establishment that just popped up out of nowhere. It's a real fucking Needful Things situation where this guy's like, I'm Leland Gaunt, I've got everything you need.
Yeah.
It's a Stephen King novel.
So Xander is feeling very emasculated.
Oh, yeah, because this dude fucking pushes him or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, because he asks if he's fucking Buffy, essentially.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, the guy comes up and he's like, hey, what's with you and Buffy? And he's basically like, we're friends. And he's like, oh, so you're not in there or whatever. Do you think she'd go out with me? And he's like, let me think about that for a second. No.
But I mean, Buffy comes over and kicks that guy's ass.
Because he was about to kick Xander's ass.
Yeah.
Because Xander insulted him and he was like, he goes, oh, the guy says, I heard that she's fast.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, you better mean like a fucking cheater or whatever. And he's like, you know what I mean. And he grabs him. He's like, I'm going to defend her honor. And then she comes up and kicks his ass.
Yeah, so Xander's feeling very upset. He yells at her and stuff too.
Yeah, because she. I mean, I understand. She took his man card from him.
Yeah. So he dresses up like a soldier.
Yeah.
Because he's got to get his testosterone on.
Apparently.
It's ridiculous. And so then he turns into the soldier, and it's so funny because he goes completely like a 180 from Xander, where he's like, now he's all tough shit.
Yeah. But Willow wants to, Willow picks up a ghost costume. Mm-hmm. It's like a regular ass Casper ghost costume.
Like a sheet.
And Buffy's like, come on. You were a fucking Eskimo before or whatever when we dressed up as different ethnic stereotypes. Why don't you use this opportunity like most women do to dress up slutty?
Yeah, she's like, this is your time to be something you're not.
And she's weary about it, but she kind of agrees for a little mini makeover.
And what she gets is not very slutty.
No, I mean, it's not. It's like a tight leather mini skirt, like, just above the knee. Not too...
Yeah, it's not a mini skirt. It's just a skirt.
Yeah, not too short. And then a regular top, but it shows... I mean, she doesn't have
her midriff is bare.
She doesn't have a lot of cleavage, but, it would show cleavage.
So, yeah, I mean, it's exposing much more of her than we're used to seeing.
And she's all covering herself up like she's the wolf in Rampage. Remember, you ever play Rampage, that arcade game?
No.
There was like a gorilla and a wolf and a lizard. No, the lizard. The lizard was the lady. So if you hit each other enough times, you got like busted back to your human form. So the gorilla would fall down and he'd be a man, but he'd be naked. So he'd be covering himself like this, right? And of course it's tiny 8-bit pixelation, so you can't see anything. But the lizard was a woman and she'd be covering herself like this.
Okay.
So she's all covering herself like the lizard in Rampage.
Yeah.
But I said, and I still think this is a good question, what's the costume?
Yeah. There
What
was
is
no
she?
costume. She wasn't slutty enough to be like a whore. I mean, if you really want to just dress up slutty, then be a whore, but that's not what she was doing.
No. I guess maybe that's what she was supposed to be. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
But the thing is she ends up putting on she gets self-conscious and she puts on the ghost costume.
Right.
So, as you said, when this guy does this big, whatever, ritual to Janus, everyone turns into what they're dressed as. But only Cordelia doesn't. She's dressed as a cat. And I said, but this is not a plot hole. I'm like, why the fuck isn't she a cat?
Yeah.
But she got her costume from someplace else.
And that's the only way that we ever know what's going on is because she mentions where she got her costume.
Right. So only the people that got their costume, but it seems like a lot of people, only the people that got their costume from this Halloween shop actually turn into whatever.
Right.
So Willow turns into a ghost. She turns into herself wearing the thing she's wearing under the ghost costume, but
She's a ghost.
she's a ghost.
Non-corporeal, right?
Yeah. But what I want to know is what would have happened if she had just worn that other costume? I was going to say, would she have like ended up, having sex with a bunch of people? But she's not really a whore, so would she have just gone to a club,
I don't
gone
know.
to a rave?
It's a good question.
But I think that costume didn't come from the Ethans, so I guess nothing would have happened.
Oh, that's true. Good point.
But I wanted the joke, so I just went with it anyway. But yeah, so she becomes a ghost. Like you said, Buffy becomes a princess from 1775.
Yeah. So she doesn't know like what a car is. She's like, oh, is it a demon?
Yeah, she doesn't know anything about herself.
Yeah.
Willow still does, because I guess she's the ghost of Willow.
Right.
Shouldn't she be the ghost of whatever that fucking white ghost was?
Right? She's Casper.
And then he, like you said, Xander's a soldier that also doesn't, generic soldier, but he doesn't remember himself for whatever reason.
You know what's weird about this too is they keep saying how Halloween's supposed to be like nothing's happening. The demons stay in, like no big deal.
That's weird. It's like, why do you is it because it's like their Christmas?
I don't know.
They don't work on it. It's a holiday for them.
They're just like I think maybe they just think it's stupid, like all the stuff that's going on.
Maybe.
I don't know, but Spike wasn't planning to take it off anyway. He was coming after her.
Well, he was reviewing tape. But I think he was gearing up for Super Bowl Sunday, apparently. I don't think he was he was going to do anything because somebody says to him, and this is another, how do they know this shit? They know everything they need to know when they need to know it.
Right.
That's the way this show goes. But someone says something about Halloween, and he's like, oh, Halloween, like somebody goes, oh, Halloween's always slow or whatever. And Spike's like, not this year. This year I hear there's some new player or something like that. And it's this dude.
That's true.
So that's why he starts gearing up for it. But the principal, the fucking crazy ass principal, my favorite character on the show,
Yes.
has decided that he's taking all the people he thinks of as whatever, juvenile delinquents, and he's pairing them up, making them volunteer to take little kids out trick-or-treating.
Yeah, doesn't that seem like a bad idea?
Yeah. And he says to Buffy, don't talk to them.
Yeah, literally. Like, does not want her to talk to him. So weird.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Like, how are you supposed to handle a group of children without speaking?
I have no idea. But, yeah, it's fucked up. So she takes a group of the kids, and the kids turn out Like, they're dressed as demons and stuff like that. So they end up turning into demons.
Yeah, they attack the lady that's giving them candy. It was kind of creepy. Almost like Gremlins, like...
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of a lot.
Yeah. So, like, the whole town's gone crazy, and there's no Buffy to save them because she's a 1700s princess.
But there is a Xander to shoot at them.
Yes.
And Willow's like, don't kill them because they're still kids in those masks.
Yeah, that's a good point, Willow.
So he ends up shooting, like, above their heads. He still has a lot of Xander in him.
Yeah.
Even though he never says what year he's from. I don't know what he's supposed to be.
I think he's just Xander Soldier. I don't know.
It doesn't make a lot of sense that Willow remembers who she is just because she was in the ghost costume, but no one else remembers who they are.
Yeah. Well, because she didn't have a character.
I guess, but what was Xander's character?
Soldier.
So if they asked his name, he'd be like, my name's Soldier.
I don't know.
Soldier.
I don't know.
But anyway, so they end up trying to fight off these demons, and Spike shows up with a group of children that are demons to come after Buffy and kill her because he knows she's vulnerable.
And as I said, he has her pinned. He could kill her, but instead he touches her hair.
You're reading a lot into this hair touch.
I guess, but it seemed pretty obvious to me that there was something weird. And like, it's like when a villain's talking too long at the end of the movie and they miss their opportunity. That's what happened to him, but he wasn't talking, he was stroking.
Oh. That makes sense now. Dr. No wanted to fuck James Bond. You're right. The signs have been there the whole time, Carol.
Maybe he did, okay? You don't know. You don't know what he thinks about.
You expect me to die? No. I expect you to get hard, Mr. Bond.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, so Goldfinger, there's something there.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. So Giles is friends with this weird shopkeeper, or he was, and he kept calling him Ripper.
Well, the shopkeeper kept calling
Giles Ripper. I feel like there is a story there.
Obviously.
I want the story.
They don't just fucking call someone Ripper out of nowhere.
I want to know why.
Was he a member of John Stamos' band in Full House?
Was that their name?
Jesse and the Rippers. Yeah. He was one of the Rippers.
There you go.
No, I said, what is he supposed to be, Jack the Ripper?
But I mean, he's not old enough to be Jack the Ripper.
But maybe because he's a watcher, he's like fucking
ancient,
super old, and we don't know about it.
I don't think
that would
so.
mean he'd be a murderer, which seems out of character for mild-mannered Giles, who's like one of our heroes, to be an infamous serial killer.
Well, I mean, no matter what, it's out of character for him to be called the Ripper, because the Ripper's got to be something bad.
Yeah.
And he's good.
But it'd be like if Angel went rampaging through that one sorority that Ted Bundy
right?
Can't remember the name of it, but anyway, so yeah, it's weird. The whole thing's weird. He shows up and he's like, Ethan, what's up? And he's like, oh, hey, what's up, Giles? And he says, stop this, and he ends up fucking just beating the shit out of him.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
He's tougher than he looks.
And finally the guy's like, fine, just break the thing. So he breaks it, and it breaks the spell. And that's when Buffy comes back and kicks his ass.
Spike's ass.
With he learned nothing from the tapes.
Meh. Or he couldn't remember anything from the tapes because, he has no blood in his brain.
Right, yeah, it all went down to his appendage.
Yes.
Even though his blood doesn't flow.
Because he was busy stroking her hair. That's all I'm
sure,
saying.
okay. If that's what you think. Every vampire wants to fuck her, I guess.
Well, most of them, I think, just want to kill her.
Well, I mean, everyone with a name and a backstory wants to fuck her, I guess.
She is hot. I mean, can you blame them?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, she's what's her name? Sarah Michelle Gellar is flying high, right? Because she was in the I Know What You Did Last Summer, which
the
we
movie
talked
we did
about
this week.
And she's in this, and I think she's in the new Scream movie too, I believe.
She's got to be so busy. I bet she's tired. She needs a nap.
Yeah.
Poor Buffy.
Needs Spike to fucking rock her to sleep, I guess, or whatever. Right? Stroke her hair.
I think Spike's rocking Drusilla to sleep, though.
Well, okay, so what's going on with that then? If you think he wants to have sex with her.
Well, you can, like, want to have sex with somebody and not do it.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
You have first-hand knowledge of that?
Everyone does. Everyone does.
Anyway. Late fee 1994 at AOL.com. If you've ever wanted to have sex with someone that you couldn't.
So again, that's every person in the world.
Yeah, just write us. What was I going to say?
Please don't write us about your sex, though. I don't want to know about your sex. Keep it PG-13 at least.
Yeah. PG-13 like in the original Scream.
There you go.
Some, what'd she say? Some scenes may be inappropriate.
Right.
How are they going to
For
make
younger
a
viewers.
sequel out of that? They fucking killed, what's his name? They killed Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich.
Maybe they'll have copycat killers.
Ooh.
Because weren't they copycat killers to begin with?
No. They framed Cotton Weary.
Yeah.
What a name.
You're right.
It's only a name you'd hear in a movie.
Right.
No one names their kid Cotton.
Well, I think he was older.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains it then.
Well, I mean,
You know how popular the name Cotton was.
I don't know. It seems like it's possible that there could be more than one cotton in the
They
world.
had 3 kids: Cotton, Lilin, and Wool.
Oh, jeez.
This is Wool Weary. Is there anything else to say about this episode in particular?
I don't
Other than the
think
Ethan
so.
guy runs away
Yeah,
and we get no answers about Giles, but eventually we will.
I hope.
When he started, the Ethan dude, when he started talking, I almost said, his name must be Miles, because he seemed like a evil version of Giles.
Right.
And he was.
Yep, they were buddies at some point.
Why did he do this? Do you think he did this just to get Giles' attention? Do you think he did it just to be silly? Because
I think,
like, what's the goal in this? This guy, it's not like he's one of the vampires. This guy didn't want to kill Buffy. He wasn't trying to, like, placate a fucking reptile demon so that they could make a ton of money or something like that. It just seemed like, I don't know. Like, there didn't seem to be a point to it, really.
yeah. I don't know. I kind of got the impression that he worships this god. Maybe?
Janus.
So
I have a feeling we'll see more of him at some point, or hear more about him at some point, or hear more about this.
maybe.
But who knows? I mean, they also had that fucking egg from the praying mantis woman, and that never came back, so I don't know.
Right.
I don't know how much they set up that they're actually going to pay off.
It's out there. It's a possibility.
But yeah, that's the episode, Carol. Tell people things.
So, again, you can write us at latefee1994 at AOL.com.
Yes.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com and share the tapes with your friends.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.